I quit my job. I quit my job. I quit my job. I quit my stable job at 36. And this is what I've learned so far. How did I know that it was time to quit? I took a leap of faith, but I also did a lot of pre-planning about what I wanted to do after I left the job. Also made a pros and cons list of what my financial situation looked like, where I would be getting my insurance from, and how long I would be prepared to be unemployed. Once I started seeing the pieces fall into place about leaving my job, I knew it was time. And being a planner and someone who just analyzes for a living, I knew that I needed to figure out what my next steps were before I was actually taking them. You can never be certain about the path that you're taking, so there's not really a right time to make these types of decisions. I know I was very adamant about finding the right path for me. Right now, I've decided to just take action before I have every answer in place. I used to make to-do list after to-do list. I used to make planners and think that I just wasn't organized enough, and that's why I wasn't taking action. But in reality, I was postponing taking action by trying to overcomplicate and plan every single thing. When in reality, life is not about taking control. It's really about trying to take a leap of faith and enjoy the process. There's never going to be a right time, and there's never going to be that moment where you feel super certain that this is what you're supposed to be doing. Even saying that makes me feel really weird because it's so against my personality. I am naturally anxious, which I never realized was a superpower until most recently. Sometimes it's so difficult for me to take action because I have such high anxiety. What's more interesting is that I'm actually more productive when I'm anxious. I knew it was either now or never. I was always going to be afraid to make this decision. It's just that the stakes were going to get higher. I asked people whose life I admired, and I asked them for their opinions, and of course took them with a grain of salt. One of the hard parts about asking people for their opinion is that everybody has one, and it can start to overcomplicate things. But what's more interesting is when you listen to your own intuition. But I tried not to plan too much. I gave myself time to really digest, focus on 3 major goals that I wanted. One being more content creation, and not just more, but really quantifying it and putting it in a schedule. And that would make me understand the system that I needed to create to make those videos. All of that information gave me a detailed roadmap as to whether I was making the right decision for me now. Even if I had to make this decision in the next 2 to 3 months while I prepared my financials, that would have at least given me time to figure out what I wanted to do next. So I wouldn't say focusing on quitting. I would focus more on what are you going to do at that time when you get back? And do you have systems created to actually accomplish those goals? I realized time was more valuable than money. At this point in my life, I wanted to create more time for myself to spend with my son, to spend with my family, and also to study for my master's. With all of that combined, this job was not preparing me for that type of success, nor was it leaning into more of a career for me. I love the job, I love the people, but it was not giving me the sense of responsibility and ownership that I wanted, but it was taking away a lot of time that I could have focused on creating content or studying for my master's. So I decided that if I could create systems and build more products for myself to use, that I would be able to actually create the things that I wanted to create instead of putting all of that time into a company whose goals I really admired, but they weren't my own. So it does feel really good that I can have this time back. I'm hoping that by creating these systems and pouring more time into myself, I'm really reinvesting into my own company. I realize discipline is more important than motivation. I always asked myself, why do you have so much motivation? Why in the morning are you so ready to go? You go on a run, you're excited to get up there, you're excited about journaling, you're excited about your ideas and your goals, but there's a lack of wanting to finish that goal today. So much planning. I have done so many journals and notes and to-do lists, and I know what I need to do. I know how to do it. I know exactly why I'm doing it, but I can't seem to really just do it. That's the hardest part for me, the doing it part. Today was different. That's why I get to talk to you, because I actually forced myself, I put it down that no matter what happens today, you are going to create time in your day to create a video. And there's this awesome writer. He talks about how he uses the method of this little elf that he hires for $10 to write his first draft for him. And he knows that he just paid an elf $10 to do this. So it's not going to come out right. It's not going to come out perfect. It's actually going to be horrible and dribble, probably in some weird elf language, and has run-on sentences. It doesn't know how to speak fluent English and have big vocabulary words. It's an elf. So don't be mad at the elf. Just take the first draft and then you edit that first draft. I'm showing up for myself as I would a 9 to 5. And that I think is more important. What's really interesting about this moment in my life is that I didn't leave a job out of anger. I didn't leave out of spite. I didn't leave because I was doing a bad job. I was actually rocking it. And And what I realized more was that I really enjoyed the work I was doing, but I wanted to do that for myself. I wanted to take that leap of faith for myself and do it from a point of this is my choice. I was actually more excited about what this meant for my own life, and that I was gaining the confidence and skills to be able to be a true leader. What I was more interested in was being valuable for other people. I wanted to garner the knowledge that I've had over the last 13 years since starting in the workforce to help other people maybe in their start of their career, or maybe someone that is thinking about transitioning from a job right now. Reinvention is uncomfortable. I really want to be myself, but elevated. I like who I am. I feel I'm getting to know myself. I feel like I'm gaining new skills and getting confident at using those skills. So reinvention to me feels closer than ever. It's a humbling experience starting over. It makes you feel like you're learning how to walk again. You're a little unstable. I am now at 5 days unemployed, and it's been different. It's definitely not just lazy on the couch, for sure. There have been moments where I'm just like, what am I doing? But I knew that was going to happen. And that's where all the planning and the thought process of I am in 2 weeks going to be this person who I am now. I'm going to have a lot of time. I'm going to see people at work. I'm going to see everyone's lives are going to continue, and that's going to maybe affect me in a couple of days. So even being able to have those types of conversations with yourself, it can help you just know your own patterns. And that's what's exciting about being the age that I'm at right now. It helps me realize that I've been through this before and I'm probably going to do it again. We're not in the days of you stayed at one company for 40 years. That's really not how it is anymore. And somehow I feel really blessed to be in the situation that I'm in, to take this leap of faith. I want to use this opportunity. I don't think it's going to be for very long. So even though I'm only on day 5, me sitting in front of this computer, this phone, breaking the fourth wall is better than sitting on my couch and having an imaginary conversation with you guys. I feel like I've had so many shower conversations of what it would be like to start my own YouTube video or channel or have a conversation in a community setting about this type of stuff. It's really interesting to go through the process because it's tough. This is not easy. Some people make it look so easy, and I think that's why a lot of young people want to do it. It just looks so fun. I think that's why we watch. If you got to this part in the video, thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited to start this journey, and hopefully you'll be along for the ride. But mostly, I want to do this for myself. I really am showing up to learn more about myself, to keep myself consistent and reliable. Making these videos makes me look back and see how far I've gotten, even in the last 7 days. I've been able to study for the GRE every single day. I've been able to clean my house and get myself organized. I've been able to spend time with my family. I have also been able to create this video, which back in the past would take me months, years to be able to get to a point where I felt comfortable posting something. I'm realizing it's more about repetition and consistency and making 100 bad drafts so that you can just enjoy the process and learn how the system works. I'm really excited, and if you're watching this video, you might be on a journey too, similar to me, and I'm really excited to hear more about maybe why you picked this video to watch. So comment down below. I'd love to continue this conversation and maybe hopefully answer some questions and learn from you as well. I am really excited, and thank you so much. Comment, subscribe if you'd like, but no pressure at all. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.